So that morning I was kind of disappointed. Like, so I was like, where is everybody? Hi guys, it's Million Harry here. Welcome back to my channel. How are you guys doing today? How is your day going? All right, so I believe most of you all know that myself and my family, we traveled recently to Calgary. So if you don't know, there is a vlog that I made, a travel trip from Toronto to Calgary. You can go back and watch that video, okay? All right, so yeah, we just went to Calgary for like, a mini vacation. We just needed to maybe change location for some fresh air. Then we came back to Toronto, which was actually good. It was really good. It did a lot for me personally. So today I'm just going to drop like some personal reviews. There are some things I noticed, okay, they do in Calgary and we don't do it here in Toronto. Yeah, so it's kind of, okay, intercultural shock, whatever. My tongue. I will advise you to please watch to the end of this video, at least to get like the whole content or the full information before you go ahead to leave your beautiful comments. Okay. First of all, when we got to Calgary, it was like the weather, the cold weather that said, "Welcome to Calgary, my children." Yeah, it was cold because at that time in Ontario, the weather was getting a little bit warmer. Even when we got to Ottawa, we had to like take off our jacket because we were sweating. But when we got to Calgary, the weather was like, you're still in Canada. Yeah, so first was the cold. For those that don't know, yes, Alberta, they have like their weather is kind of maybe a little bit extreme compared to Ontario. So it was still cold as of that time, and colder than Ontario. So yeah, that was it. First was the weather. So we arrived at night. The next day, when we woke up and we were like driving around, I noticed that the place, it was kind of quiet compared to what I'm used to in Toronto. So I was like, where is everybody? Like, where is everybody? Yeah, there were people actually, but I was just being sarcastic, like, because compared to where I'm coming from, right? You will see like the busyness on the road. You will see people. Even if you don't see people like around you, let's say when you drive to a certain place, from the rush on the road and everything, you know that okay, there are people here. But it wasn't like that. If that morning I was kind of disappointed, like when I actually saw, I don't know if it was the area we stayed during the time that we were in Calgary, but it was a little bit quiet. And when we came out, it was as if okay, it was still like very, very early. Maybe people have not started coming out, going for work. That's why it was quiet. So on our way on the highway, I noticed that the highway is kind of small. There are major highways. It was like two lanes. But yeah, our major highways is some of them. Sometimes you can even get up to four. Yeah, it was a little bit smaller compared to what we have in Toronto. There were no much cars on the road, like less people driving. And hey, guys, if you see the land, it's like empty land. I was like, what's going on? I know if not last year or last 2 years, they were like, Alberta is calling, and later on around 2023, last year, they said no, we're no more calling, that they've gotten enough people. When I said no, you guys still need enough people because what are the empty lands for? When you're in Ontario, I know Ontario in some places they have empty lands, but it's like if you go down into those rural areas, that's where you see those lands. But this one is like their main town, like their main highway. You're going from, let's say, for example, in Toronto, if I'm going from maybe Etobicoke to Scarborough, Etobicoke to downtown, something like that. Here you won't see, because you will see houses, you will see condos, you will see like maybe offices. Even in some residential areas, you see some empty lands. But the good thing is, if you look at the lands very well, you see that okay, it's like they are preparing them to build. Maybe they want to do something there, they are preparing it. But I was shocked because the amount of empty lands in Calgary is just too much. You hardly see such like that in Toronto. So another thing again I noticed is that their houses. So they have like different ways they build their own house. So let me put this out there. Calgary, I give it to you guys because most of the houses I saw, even the like commercial houses, or should I, yeah, commercial, those ones they rent out. most of the houses, most of the buildings were actually clean, were looking good, were looking new, right? And like the Airbnb we stayed, it's like it's somebody's house, so they gave out the basement or they used the basement for Airbnb, and it was so beautiful. The basement does not even look like a basement because their roof, the top was actually high compared to basements here in Toronto. At least the ones I've entered in Toronto, their basements, the top is usually low. So most times you will know that okay, this is a basement, right? But the Airbnb we stayed in and another basement I also entered there in Calgary, it was like it's same pattern. So it was high. You won't even know that like, let's say for example I'm taking a picture or video or something there, if another person is seeing it, you won't even know doing that from a basement. It was actually beautiful. Okay, this particular Airbnb we stayed, this person actually tried, it was good, and it's a Nigerian that owned the place. Okay, so I'm not even saying it's beautiful because it's a Nigerian, it's actually beautiful. They outdid themselves. Yeah, it was nice. So yes, their buildings, I noticed it's kind of different. So they are what they call condo is what we call townhomes here, right? Because our condo is different. This is what we have as condo, but this is what they have as they call as condo. So they call this as condo. Then block of flats like this, they call it townhomes too, right? But yeah, that our condo is different. And most of the buildings don't have front garage. So the ones that don't have front garage, you are required to build your own garage yourself behind the house, like the back of your house where you have maybe your yard or something. So you build your garage yourself. So that would now be like your entrance. So most of the houses there, like for the ones that don't have front garage, so they will now be like, okay, there's a back road because they're coming behind. So now they have the back streets whereby they used to go and park their car behind the house. So I'm not sure if there are some places like that in Toronto. If they have, fine, you can let me know in the comment section. But at least from the ones I've seen, I've not really seen houses like that here in Toronto. And also, they have cheaper accommodation, right? The prices compared to Toronto. There are some houses or some, rental properties that you see, and when they tell you the price, you'll be shocked because you know that okay, you can't actually get it in Toronto. And another thing again, maybe because of the back garage thing, most people they park like in front of their houses. And the cars, I now asked, like, don't they give tickets? Because everybody is just comfortable. You park your car, you're comfortable. And my husband's friend was like, yeah, they do give ticket. There in some places they have their time, or which I know in Toronto too, they have time that you can park maybe in front of your house and time that you cannot park. Some places you don't have to park at all in front of your house. So, but it was like during the weekend, the people that give ticket, they don't work at all. I'm like, no, it's not like that here. Even I think sometimes during the weekend they might not come, but it's not that they don't work. They work. And before the tickets used to be $30. Now they even had to increase it to like $75 or so, if I'm not mistaken, in Toronto. All right, so I was like, okay, that's good. At least maybe for example, you have something you're doing, or you don't want to go through the back of your house during the weekend. You can easily park your car in front of your house and you know that okay, you're good, you're not scared of tickets. Another thing again was how calm it was. Remember at first I said yes, it was calm, it was quiet, and I was like, oh, where is everybody, right? So as time goes on, I began to feel that quietness, that calmness in me. Like when you have like something that you're just calm. Maybe I don't know, or was it because I wasn't worrying about work? I don't know, but yeah, I just felt that calmness. It gave me that cool spirit that like puts your mind at rest. You don't have anything to worry about. So I don't know if it's the way the whole, I don't know if it's the atmosphere. Let me use that word. But yeah, I actually felt because my kids were still around, right? So it was as if like it wasn't like a vacation because I still had to tell them, hey, don't do this, do that, as a mom, right? So I was still doing like my normal motherly housewife duties, right? But there was this thing I felt that I can't even explain it, but I know Calgary has it. I felt that calmness. And again, for those I don't know, Calgary's hours, like time, they are 2 hours behind Ontario. So Alberta, they are 2 hours behind Ontario. Alberta, BC, British Columbia, yeah, they are 2 hours behind. So personally, I'll be looking at the time, right? I'll be like, okay, what's the time? When you're like, okay, like you already have routine for your kids, how they sleep, how they take their like their nap. But I keep on checking. Maybe that was what actually drew my attention. I'll be like, time never go. There's still time. Oh, we still have time. Oh. Maybe I feel because of the 2 hours difference, and maybe I'm already used to Ontario time. I'm not sure, but yeah, I actually felt that. Well, I'll be like, time no they go for you. Like maybe that time does not really move fast or something, or they have more time in Calgary compared to we back in Ontario. Yeah, I actually felt that way. Okay, for those that maybe they like, bubbling, and okay, there are drinks as well. So here in Ontario, they have like a known company that sells alcohol. I know then in the US, like you can actually go to a store and buy your alcohol, fine. But here in Ontario, you can't do that. You can't get alcohol, like real alcohol, like alcohol, real alcohol from a normal store, like from Walmart or No Freeze, or no, you can't. You can get beer from the beer store. You can get the like wine and other things from that brand LCBO. So, but in Calgary, you can actually get your drinks, your alcohol from any store. So they have, if the person wants to do that business, like they can get the license to sell, right? So they didn't really put it to be like, okay, this particular body or this particular organizations, they are the ones in charge. So this is for my ballers. And yeah, okay, that also brings us to nightlife, all those. Yeah, I didn't really go out at night, but my husband went out at night with his friends, and it was like it's not bad, right? Because even before we went to Calgary, some people will be like, "No, we're not going to Calgary." Even online, when they talk about, some people will be like, "Oh, no, 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 I prefer my Ontario. Calgary is Alberta is boring. Calgary is boring." But my husband was like, "No, that it actually had fun." So there's nightlife in Calgary as well for my ballers, right? You can actually still ball. You can do your thing. So with this brings me to kind of my conclusion of this video, because I am like a huge advocate of saying, for those that are new in Canada, or if you'll be coming to Canada, Abesa too, they have schools. Calgary, they have schools. Those that want to come in as students, make sure you explore other provinces that have lower population, right? Because that way it will help you get, especially if you know that, okay, your goal is to maybe get, at the end of the day, to get your PRO. So to help you get it faster. And I'll advise you to explore such provinces, because, yeah, everybody's just moving to Ontario. People are moving to Montreal, moving to BC. And yeah, that is why in these places they have a lot of infrastructures. They have, okay, that bubbly lifestyle, that everything going on for them, like compared to other lesser population. So it's because of the population. That's why those provinces I just mentioned are bubbling and are more developed, because of the population. So that's why they are more developed. So if other people can actually explore those provinces that don't have, or with lesser population, I believe if they have more people, there'll be more investments, more innovation, more constructions, more businesses, more jobs, right? And that also brings me to the job part. My friend visited, and she was like, okay, she just changed the address and submitted, like just submit. She saw some adverts. Before the end of that day, she got a call, like for interview. Hey, do you know since when I've been applying for jobs here in Toronto? Because I'm trying to say, okay, let me change my company. But yeah, usually before you get like couple of maybe, okay, interviews or follow up or something. But she now I know see. Even on TikTok recently, I saw some people. I just joined TikTok, so guys, you can look for me on TikTok. So yeah, on TikTok recently, because sometimes I'm like, let me just go. You see some people that just came, they'll be like, hey, we've stayed here, we're in Ontario, we've stayed for how many months now, we've not gotten a job. So why not, go to other places that that, okay, they don't have like more people, because here you have more population, and I guess the jobs available here is kind of limited. So that is why it is like that. But yeah, that was another thing I noticed in Calgary as well. That's okay. And again, depends on your field, right? So yes, the job experience also was kind of different. Was actually impressive compared to what we have here in Toronto. For those that don't know, percentage tax rate is lower in Calgary compared to Toronto. So Toronto, in Ontario, it is like 13% tax. They take out tax from your income, like from your work, your when you purchase or buy anything, right? They take out tax. So in Ontario, it's like 13%, but in Calgary, Alberta, it is 10%. So you see, it's actually lower than what we have here in Toronto. So, guys, I believe that is all. Maybe I hope I was able to like touch everything. But yeah, this is, like I said before, my own personal experience and review. I might not even remember everything I wanted to talk about, but at the end of the day, I must say, Calgary won my heart. Like I actually enjoyed I actually had a good experience, a good time, and overall, what I'm gonna rate Calgary is 100 for me personally. So if you want to argue with me and you haven't visited Calgary, you can go ahead, visit Calgary and experience it for yourself. If you are outside of Canada, you're making plans or preparation, I would advise you explore other provinces, especially if you know that, okay, you don't have somebody in Ontario. If you have somebody in Ontario, that's different. But if you're coming by yourself, there's nobody, it's advisable, for a faster settlement, it's advisable to, go out to those other provinces. Even if you're coming if currently you're an asylum, maybe you just filed, right? You can still change your province, because some of those provinces, they answer them on time, they get dates on time, and assist them. So guys, that will bring me to the end of today's video. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching. And for those that are new here, please do not forget to click on your subscribe button to join our beautiful growing family. And for our returning subscribers, thank you all so much. I really appreciate you all. Thank you. Please do not forget to like, comment, leave your comments if you've been to Calgary before, or if you're in Calgary, you're watching this, I need you to please leave the comments, tell me your experience. If you like this video, if you like my short review about Calgary, let me know in the comment section. And yeah, please do not forget to share, okay? Please share, and like, okay? Because when you like, YouTube algorithm is going to send the video to more people to bring in more people into our growing channel. Okay, guys, thank you all for watching. Have a good day. Stay safe out there. I'll see you all in my next video. Bye bye.